It is a black omen to journey in poor health. You must well rested. I just finished watching Nosferatu. Pardon me. Excuse the intro that I give you all. Shout out to Nosferatu. Anyway, back on this boxing stuff. Listen, I love my job. I keep telling y'all. We got some brand new news. Shout out to my man, Dan, the boxing man. He's the one that kind of hit me to this, right? What does that say, people? William Scull confirms that his team has been approached by Team Canelo. Payday. You want payday? I know that. Huh? Am I right? So, from the top, William Scull confirms that his team has been approached by Team Canelo to discuss a possible fight in May in Las Vegas. This would give Canelo a chance to become undisputed. Now, this is the original source. Carlos Linares. Shout out to him. It says, watch, and we'll translate it. Watch William Scull confirms for the program, so for his show, that there is an approach, there has been an approach been made between his team and Canelo's team for a possible unification match. Next in Las Vegas, Scull adds that on January 10th, they will take an official meeting, and that's going to take place between the two teams to finally agree on everything. The IBF super middleweight world champion also clarified that Berlanga was possible and Christian Mbili, who was ruled out due to financial issues. And here's the interview with Alberto Leon.
El meme?
And it's just him doing an interview on StreamYard. Now, I have an affiliate with StreamYard. I use StreamYard for my live streams. If you like the production quality, the sound quality on my lives brought to you by StreamYard, use the link in the description and sign up for StreamYard with Ego. It's an affiliate link, so it does help the channel. You guys try it out and let me know what you guys think. So, I know some people are scratching their head. William Scull is not a big name. People are like, how could this be? And also, they want to know what I'm getting at. I'm glad that you ask me. There are a lot of people that were telling me, oh, Boxing Ego, you're wrong. Terrence Crawford is fighting Canelo. So what is this? You guys told me, and listen, Ego's Army, amazing. Most of the time, Ego's Army just gets it. But occasionally we have naysayers who doubt the skill and the technique, and they try to go against the grain. You have other content creators who do the same. Try to go against the grain, say, oh, no, this ain't right. Let me say the opposite of ego, man. So on and so forth. Problem is, the cream always rises to the top. Ever play roulette? On occasion. Well, here's a little word of advice. Always bet on black. The cream always rises to the top. So what does this mean? To me, this means that clearly you've been befuddled and bamboozled. People are saying that the fight, listen, what the funny thing is, I love this space. Some people love it, some people hate it, but I always have a chance to prove myself in boxing. Because if I put out content and say whatever, some people agree, some people say I'm lying, whatever, that's cool. ultimately it'll be shown. So the people that said, oh no, Ego, you're scared. Like, you have fans that said, I'm scared that Crawford got the Canelo fight because I'm afraid of what's going to transpire. Makes no sense. I'm not Canelo, so I don't lose anything either way. If Canelo slaps up Crawford and knocks him out, I win because I'm a content creator. I'm going to make content about it. If Crawford moves up 2 weight classes, slaps Canelo up, payday, and gets the payday, I win. I'm a content creator. My job is to make content. So it actually benefits the content creator to have something chaotic and unforeseen, like an upset. Like when Jaime Munguia gets upset by a guy with no knockout power and he gets knocked out. Something Canelo didn't even do to Munguia. So for me, I win because all I got to do is make content surrounding that, and it's a shock. Or when Joshua loses to Andy Ruiz or anything like that, Tyson Fury loses to Usyk, that's just content for me. So it never made sense what people were saying. They were like, "Oh, Ego, you're jealous and mad and hating on Crawford." But now you got bigger fish to fry because William Scull is saying that his team has been approached and there's an actual sit-down meeting on January 10th. So please tell me now, if you disagreed with me before, how a Canelo Crawford fight is a done deal if this man is still taking meetings to fight someone completely different, William Scull. And what this is I don't even know William Scull, so I'm not vouching for the fight. I'm just telling you what's going on, right? I really don't know much about William Scull. I wanted to see Canelo Benavidez, or now Canelo Benavidez Morrell winner, or the winner of Better Biev versus Bivol winner versus Canelo. That's what I've always said. So William Scull, this is a side quest by Canelo if he takes it. But if he does take it, it looks like he would take it because he's already the first ever Mexican super middleweight undisputed. That's already in history because he beat Caleb Plant to become undisputed. So he's already set in stone. If he fights William Scull, that looks like kind of just a in-betweener type of fight. So he can say I'm 2X undisputed and then try to go for maybe a bigger fight in September. If I had to take an educated guess, that's what it looks like Canelo could be going after. And I've already told you about Canelo for years. These moves seem kind of indicative of how Canelo moves. But yet and still, you had doubters. People who said, oh, no, Ego, you're wrong. He's fighting Crawford and you're hating on Crawford and the fight's done, so on and so forth. And that's what I said. Believe me, don't believe me, it don't matter. The pay's the same. At the end of the day, the truth always comes out, and we'll see what Canelo decides. That's why I implore you guys to be careful where you get information. There's a lot of low-quality content available in the boxing space. Clickbait, you have content creators and media. They'll say breaking news, big news, huge news without breaking actual news, without it being big or huge news. But the title will say that. The title will say these things hoping to lure people in, and there's really nothing to talk about. Like I said, that's why I don't rush these things in boxing. And then what happens is content creators continue to feed BS to the public, and then when they're wrong, it's like, oh, things changed. This happens. That's why you don't rush things in boxing. You just let everything play out. And when it's real information and you're comfortable with your sources, or an accredited, credible source gave you some information or reported it, then you use your intuition and you use your integrity, if you have it, to come out and report that. That's what I do on my channel. That's why my accuracy rating, if this was like a Madden game, a 2K game, my accuracy rating would be like 99. It would be very high 90s. There's a lot of low quality content, and you have content creators and Instagrammers and TikTokers and all these things that they want to get in the business of boxing, but you're really selfish because you're doing for thyself. You're just trying to attract an audience by falsely getting people's hopes up for no reason, only to be made a fool in the end. I don't like to look like a fool, right? I don't like that. So I care more. There's things I care about more than boxing. My surname, my manhood, my reputation. You guys can say, oh, I disagree with ego and Crawford Canelo's an amazing fight and things like that. But one thing you can't do is call boxing ego a liar, because I don't just get on here and bump gums. I don't hit the record button if I don't really have anything to say. I can't speak for everybody, but that's how I've always gotten down. So again, please, to the naysayers, tell me how Canelo Alvarez has a signed fight or agreed fight or deal points agreed and principle agreed and all this stuff that people were saying and saying I'm wrong, if he has a meeting with William Scull, a fight that nobody really asked for. But again, from a business perspective, Canelo would probably go this route. And I told you guys about Canelo for years. I've told you how he gets down, how he moves. I told you the fights I want: Benavidez, Morrell winner, Benavidez, guys like Better Be of Bivol winner, the meaningful fights. I didn't ask for a William Scull fight, but according to this new interview, and again, this is not a YouTuber or a TikToker telling you. You're hearing from the horse's mouth. The actual fighter is telling you that, hey, my team has been contact has been made between my team and Canelo's team. So this looks like a standard Canelo move, not Crawford. Canelo already told you in the past, I'm not negotiating till January. Guess what? It's January, and William Scull saying he has a meeting, him and his team, with Canelo's team, January 10th. This looks like a standard Canelo move. So that's why I don't jump the gun. People were saying that the Canelo-Crawford fight is done, but this looks more like what Canelo would do. And again, Crawford, he's not coming off of a mythical performance. It was a workmanlike performance with Madrimov. He won. I have no problems with that. But Canelo assumes all the risk in the Crawford fight. You have a guy who's taller than him, probably longer reach, but moving up in weight, and is a talented switch-hitting fighter, moving up 2 weight classes. Canelo, you know, him fighting a guy underneath him again, what does he really get? He makes like he can fight whoever he fights and clearly make money, and he clearly has the right investment, so he's making money. So I don't think that's it. But again, you guys let me know in the comment section, because you have people who were like listening to false reports, premature reports saying that Canelo was fighting Crawford, right? And they were congratulating Turkey and giving fight predictions. And I told you, a lot of nincompoops in boxing. I don't do fight predictions for fights that aren't signed, sealed, delivered. Like, you got to give me something, because I know how this business works, and it's really kind of a waste of time, because what do I look like wasting my time making videos for stuff I know is not going to happen? What do I look like as a content creator and an analyst in this space making prediction videos for fake fights that don't come off? Like people, oh, Shakur and Frank Martin, doesn't happen. Oh, Jaron Ennis is fighting Teofimo, doesn't look like it's going to happen. Imagine if I, the intelligent person that I am, spent all my waking hours, because life is short, right? I spent all my time feeding you guys BS with clickbait and making predictions for fights. Like, people are really into it. Oh, Crawford middle rounds, he's going to drop Canelo. And they're taking the time. This is how foolish and thirsty boxing fans can be, and also boxing media and content creators, is the fact that people are taking time to do fight predictions for a fight you haven't heard Canelo or Crawford or anybody, Turkey, PBC. Nobody's come out and said, hey, this fight is next. Yet we have all these predictions and reports and stuff like that. Doesn't make sense to me. Fast forward to the future. Now William Scull saying that he about to sit down with Crawford's team. This, again, doesn't sound like the Crawford fight can be done. If the fight is done, the fight is done. Why would you be taking the, like, just think about it. Whether you like boxing, Ego, or not, like I said, you can't call me a liar. Think about it logically. Don't be a beta male all your life. Think about it logically. If the Crawford-Canelo fight was truly is already in stone and we're just waiting for announcement, why would you be taking a meeting? And again, this is not a YouTuber saying it. It's not a TikToker saying it. It's not a secondary source. This is the actual fighter in question saying, yo, we having a sit down in 8 days. So that's what I ask. And please leave a detailed comment. Leave me a detailed comment and let me know why you would be taking more. That's like a person who's engaged and getting married tomorrow, and then they're on a dating app and doing speed dating, but you've already found your partner. You see what I'm saying? Like, you've already found your queen. You've already found your queen, your king, or whatever, if you're a woman or whatever y'all like. You're about to get married. You probably shouldn't be on speed dating sites trying to find somebody because you've already found somebody. So again, that's just an analogy. If Canelo already had found Crawford, he's the A side. He dictates kind of how that moves. So if he already has the fight with Crawford signed, sealed, and delivered, as a lot of you guys said in my past content, then why is William Scull saying this? So y'all have a lot of work to do. I'll be waiting. Deuces. And subscribe.